Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama Gauranitai 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 Jaya Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se goes to Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Sham Kunda Radha Brajabhumi Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Dwarika Dham ki jai. Shri Kshetra Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. नवद्वीप वायापुरा मैया की जय, यमुना मैया की जय, कुंती देवी की जय, तुलसी महारानी की समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय, समवेत भक्त वृंद समवेत भक्त उत्साहात निश्चयात धैर्यात नमः प्रवर्तनात् संगत्यागात् सतो वृत्तिर षडवीर भक्ति यति. So where we stopped last time? We finished that?
That's 9.
Shravanam or hearing is the first step in acquiring transcendental knowledge. One should not give oral reception to unauthorized persons, but should approach the proper person in Bhagavad Gita. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquiring from him submissively and rendering service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. The way of understanding spiritual knowledge as explained here. Approach a proper person. And who is that proper person? Jnaninas Tattvadarshina. The person who has seen the truth, who has realized the truth. That the Jnani, but Tattvadarshi also. There are so many Jnani people you can see. The scholars or knowledgeable people. Such a people. But Tattvadarshina, who knows the truth, they are very rare. And you have to hear from that person. Further, it's recommended in Manduka Upanishad, Tad Vijnanatham Sagurum Eva Vigachyat. To understand that transcendental science, one must approach a bona fide spiritual master. Thus, this method of submissively receiving transcendental confidential knowledge based on a mental speculation. In this regard, Mahaprabhu told Rupa Goswami, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavana Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lata Vish. In the course of traversing the universal creation of Brahma, soul may receive the seed of the Bhakti Lata, the creeper of devotional service, all by the grace of Guru and Krishna. The material world is a place of for the living entities, who are by nature Anandamaya, pleasure seeking. They actually want to be free from the confinement of this world of conditional happiness, but not liberation to transmigrate from one species of life to another and to another. In this way, the living entity are wandering throughout the material universe. Fortune, one comes in a contact with a pure devotee. From him, patiently, one begins to follow service. Such an opportunity offered to a person sincere. National Society Krishna Consciousness for Krishna Consciousness is giving such a chance to humanity if by fortunate If by fortune one takes advantage of this opportunity to engage in devotional service, then immediately opens. So here three things as explained. One is that by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, you get devotional service to the Lord. Jiva has got conditioned in this material world. But by nature, he is like a pleasure seeking, Anandamaya Abhyasa. So he wanted to get rid of this conditioning or conditional happiness. And Iskcon is providing such an opportunity to the soul. If they engage in devotional service, they can attain that eternal bliss. Or path for liberation immediately gets open. Accept this opportunity to return home back to Godhead very enthusiastically. They take, okay, I have to chant my 16 rounds for because yesterday's things are there, but I can't offer it to the Lord, so we have to cook. That's not an enthusiasm. Then I have to do it. Huh?
Get up early morning, go to office.
That's okay. That you have to do it. But devotional service, if you're that sort of a thing, if you're for the office, it's okay. But if you're not enthusiastic for rendering devotional service, then it's a serious problem with consciousness. Huh? She knows better. Huh? One should accept this opportunity to return home back to Godhead very enthusiastically. Without enthusiasm, one cannot be successful. See, it is or spiritual, whatever it is. If you want to in your endeavor, you need to have an enthusiasm, whatever it may be. It's granted. Generally, we do that. Whether it is your job, so we have to think in a way that whatever time I'm investing, that should not waste. It should do. It should have a proper value. It should be justified. The material job and I have to just drag my time. No. Ultimately, you are doing something good for society. So why to waste your time? So whatever you do, you need to be enthusiastic because you are putting your own time. Not enthusiastic, the rest of the time you will not. Because in that environment, the next 8 hours again you will be in the same mood you will carry on. Like that hangover may go for the 4 hours, may go for the 6 hours, may go for the another 8 hours. So 16 hours a day, you are like a crap in pulling. Then how you will be enthusiastic in spiritual life? Think so? No?
It's not possible to.
What?
If you are dragged on enthusiastically, not both in this side and that side also. Huh. I heard recently what you are saying, right? It's not that how many hours you put in work. It's that what you do.
What is your goal? See, the one of the best quality of Vaishnava is that uh, avyartha kalapa. They don't waste their time. Look at the. Have you read Seventh Goswami? You read? Did you remember anything of that book? Grihastha, if you want to render devotional service.
Where's the church and food?
What?
Nothing not happened. Behind church. Get up at 2
He was the person who introduced education in Vajisa. So all you should be grateful to him. You are here because of him. That book is a practical guide for Grihasthas that how to render devotional service. Because this person, he never wasted his time. Whether it's a material job or life, he was always conscious of that. So we have to be like that. Otherwise, again, someone is pulling, someone is pushing. Time is going on. Even the material world, one has to be very enthusiastic in his particular field of activity in order to become successful. A student, businessman, artist, or anyone else who wants success in his life, similarly, one has to be very enthusiastic in devotional service. Enthusiasm means action. The answer is that one should for Krishna. Krishnartha Akhila Cheshta, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu says. Means all activities we should perform for the Lord. Then we may think, if I'm working for my company, how can you justify it?
offering the results to Krishna.
So every check you come and offer it to the Lord.
Swami, one of the Swami said that
What you, I don't want what they say.
whatever we are getting, is the offer. Some whatever we can offer, we try to offer. That's what.
So
Krishna does
finally,
not know.
if we earn, we have to take care of our family or whatever. They are also Krishna. You can think that way.
That's a proper understanding. When you consider that my family, a part and parcel of the Lord, and that responsibility has given to me, their facilitation, so that they should not bother me rendering devotional service. If I will not earn, you're not doing anything, you're just sitting and chanting, useless fellow, this, that. But once you get a handsome money and give it in her hand, then you will be happy with yourself. So whatever you do, you have to do it with a enthusiasm, whether taking the market, which can make you comfortable to be peaceful and chant your rooms, not disturb others. You can go. No? I'm also like that. I don't go. I send my wife and my daughter, go. You go, they take this money and whatever you want to do, you do it. And they are also like that because I go, and they feel that he's like just, what is that? Mannequin. He will come and just stand. No reaction. So it's better, no? But sometimes you need to spare some time for them. That is different. As being grahastha, that is also your responsibility. Not just to get money and give it to them and take care of.
They will return each item 5 times. Still I go. Even after that, he complains I don't go, then I don't know who can go. One item five times still go to return. Still I take her. Now she's complaining.
Yeah, you drop me on when I'm in this.
But still I take you and I've been grown with you.
That's the way actually.
Yeah.
You can't take well around you. Sometimes it's safer for you also.
But that was indication. Then
Govind Rao is there also.
In all phases, In all phases of a life, one has to perform devotional service under the direction of the spiritual master in order to attain perfection in Bhakti Yoga. It is not that one has to confine or narrow one's activities. Krishna is all pervading. Therefore, nothing is independent of Krishna, as Krishna himself states in Bhagavad Gita. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyaktamurtina matstani sarvabhutani nachaham teshu avastitaha. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master, one has to make everything favorable for Krishna's service. For example, at present we are using dictaphone. The materialist who invented this machine intended it for a businessman or a writer of mundane subject matters. He certainly never thought of using the dictaphone in the God service. But we are using this dictaphone to write God's service, but to write Krishna conscious literature. Of course, the manufacture of dictaphone is wholly within the energy of Krishna. All the parts of the instrument, including the electronic functions, are made from a different combinations and interactions of the five basic types of a material energy, namely Bhumi, Jala, Agni, Vayu, Akash. The inventor used his brain to make this complicated machine, and his brain as well as the ingredients were supplied by Krishna. According to the statements of Krishna, Matstani Sarvabhutani, everything is depending on my energy. Thus, the devotee can understand that since nothing is independent of Krishna's energy, everything should be dovetailed in his service. Way that has given that how one can understand and utilize everything in Krishna's service. If you think in this way, then anything and whatever you do, that becomes a Krishna service to the Krishna.
Some people are also thinking that we are just doing job and everything, but we are not developing our spiritual level. Those are temple or sannyas, they are more spiritual developed. They have done so much spiritual
See, again, it depends upon the level of consciousness. Like, if someone is staying full time in a temple and he is contemplating upon, oh, see, this Grasta is how nicely he's doing service. He has such a beautiful wife, but still he's rendering devotional service. Both they are coming to the temple. What happened? Doing that, then what the use of being a full time service to the Lord is full time brahmachari. Rather than the Grasta, if he always think about, oh, I'm so fallen. These people are quite able to restrict their senses and engage in Krishna's service. If he is contemplating in that way, he is more elevated than that person who is contemplating on the grass. Ultimately, it is a consciousness. Because Prabhupada, he said that what is necessary is to develop our consciousness rather than our position. When Mahaprabhu, he met Ramananda Rai, he asked him, what is the best thing? Ramananda Rai also in the first glance he answered, do everything for the Krishna. As Bhagavatam says that Varnashrama Acharit Pumsam. Samsiddhir Haritoshan. If you do it only for the Krishna, then everything is perfected. He said, no, go something further. Then he said that Sarvadharmana Parityajam Mamekam Sharanam Raja. He leave, abandon everything and just surrender unto me. And Mahaprabhu said, that is also not there. Then Ramananda Rai, he quoted from the prayers of, who is that? And Brahmaji says that Sthane gata shruti-gatam tanuva kamano. Sthane sthita means wherever you are, whichever ashram you may be, get properly situated there and use your body, mind, and speech in the service of Krishna. Jita ajitopi traistim lokyan. That can conquer the unconquerable Lord. And then Mahaprabhu says, this is what I expect. So the being followers of Mahaprabhu, this sort of consciousness should be maintained. Otherwise, what happens? Grass is always green on the other side. If you stay Grahastha ashram, you may think, oh, Brahmacharya ashram is very good. Stay in Brahmacharya ashram, you may see your sannyas or Anaprasthi or Brahmacharya ashram is good. Why we should not satisfied where we are? That is what Krishna consciousness means. At any position, at any situation, you should enjoy whatever you do. You relish. If you don't, then whichever ashrama you may be, your consciousness is rotten. Sometimes in Mahaprabhu's Leela, you can see who are Mahaprabhu's associates. Was he a sannyasi? He had two wives. Advaita Acharya, Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Name, and they are the acharyas. So,
What is that? There are 12 Mahajans, right? Out of 12, many of them are Grahasthas.
yeah, but that's why important is your consciousness. Sometimes we think, and ashrama is there also good because our whole varnashrama system that restricts association with the woman. Brahmacharya ashram, like the first 25 years of a life, they are aloof from the womanly association. Only 25 years of a life, when they become grahasthas, they are allowed to have association of them. Again, Vanaprastha and sannyasi, there is no association of them. Because woman, she provides lots of enjoyment for the men. And that's why he gets distracted from his goal of life. If she is a devotee, she can help him out. She can just put him on the charger whenever he gets discharged. Then it's a great hassle for that person. So, if someone is really serious to make a progress in spiritual lives, for them it is said that they should avoid too much association of them. Even they are married also. They should look at each other as a servant of Lord, not the servant of my senses. It's not that every time only a man is man. Sometimes woman is more than the man at some houses we have seen. In even devotee families we have seen. They are commanding their husband like he's like a snail and she is like a lion. So she is man and he is woman in that house. So it depends upon the how you maintain yourself, how you maintain your consciousness. Sometimes in some houses we see that men is more materialistic than the women, and women are really satisfied. Whatever they get, they are happy with that. But men, they are hankering. Oh, I need this. I want to buy this car. He is having, so I wanted to have it. These are all womanly attitude. It's not the body. It's your behavior. It's your attitude. That matters. So it's very important to maintain our consciousness, considering that everything is resting in Krishna. So everything is manifestation of Krishna. So we have to use it for Krishna only. As already explained, one should not be idle, but should be very enthusiastic about executing the regulative principles. Neglect of the regulative principle will destroy devotional service. In Krishna consciousness movement, there are four basic regulative principles: forbidding illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. A devotee must be very enthusiastic about following this principle. If he becomes slack in following any of them, his progress will certainly be checked. Rupa Goswami therefore recommends Tattat Karma Pravartana. One must strictly follow the regulative principles of Vaidhi Bhakti. In addition to those four prohibitions, Yama, there are positive regulative principles, Niyama, such as the daily chanting of 60 rounds on Japamala beats. These regulative activities must be faithfully performed with enthusiasm. This is called Tattat Karma Pravartana, or varied engagement in devotional service. So all of you are chanting 16 rounds? Good.
I have to do today, but go for 3 days. 8 minutes every.
So enthusiastic. Huh?
I think Mataji started 16 minutes from Gaur Purnima.
Good. Wow. New resolution, eh? For the new year.
Gaur Purnima.
God Purnima, na, for our Gaurabda starts from there. Since when?
2 years.
2 years. Wow. Good. So ready for any session. Yet to get. So these regulatives activities must be faithfully performed with enthusiasm. This is called Tattat Karma Pravartana. Furthermore, in order to be successful in devotional service, one must give up the association of undesirable people. This includes karmi, jnanis, yogis, and other non-devotees. Once Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asked by one of his householder devotee about the general principle of Vaishnavism, as well as the general routine activities of Vaishnava. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately replied, Asat Sangatyag Yai Vaishnava Achar. Characteristically, is one who gives up the association of worldly people or non-devotees. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has therefore recommended Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanevas. One has to live in the company of pure devotees and execute the regulative principles laid down by the previous acharyas, the six Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, and Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. If one lives in the association of devotees, there is a little chance of associating with the non-devotees. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is opening many centers just to invite people to live in the company of devotees and practice the regulative principles of spiritual life. So as much as we have an association of devotees, that will keep us stick way to follow the rules and regulations and keep up our consciousness. Devotional service means transcendental activities. On the transcendental platform, there is no contamination by the three modes of material nature. This is called Vishuddha Sattva, the platform of pure goodness or goodness free from the contamination by the qualities of passion and ignorance. In this Krishna consciousness movement, we require everyone to rise early in the morning by 4 o'clock and attend Mangal Aarti or morning worship, then read Srimad Bhagavatam, perform Kirtan, and so forth. Thus, we hold continuous activities in devotional service 24 hours daily. This is called Sato Vritti, or following the footsteps of previous acharyas, who expertly filled every moment of a time with the Krishna conscious activities. If one strictly follows the advice given in this verse by Srila Rupa Goswami, namely being enthusiastic, being confident, being patient, giving up the association of following the regulative principles, and remaining in the association of devotees, one is sure to advance in devotional service. In this regard, Srila Bhaktivinoda Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur remarks that the cultivation of knowledge by philosophical speculation, the collection of mundane opulences by the advancement of fruitive activities, and the desire for yoga siddhis, material perfections, are all contrary to the principles of devotional service. One has to become thoroughly callous to such a non-permanent activities and turns his intention instead to the regulative principles of devotional service. According to the Bhagavad Gita, Yanisham Sarvabhutanam Tasyam Jagrati Singyami Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani Sa Nisha Pashato Mune. What is a night for all beings is the time of awakening for the self-control, and the time of awakening for all beings is a night for the introspective sage. People that take some different meaning of this. Means if you stay awake at night, they think we are spiritual. And go to sleep when others are awake, that is also spiritual because Yanisham Sarvabhuta. But that's not the meaning. The meaning is that where the materialistic persons are wide open their senses to enjoy, there the yogis or sages they cut down. Means they don't have interest in worldly things. And where materialistic persons has closed his senses, like a spiritual life. The spiritual personality, they are wide open like a tortoise. You have seen tortoise? What happens?
Very slowly,
Somebody, a woman,
very slowly we can go.
but if somebody is going
Why they have a tortoise in temples?
That is lucky.
If you go any temple, before the deities they have that tortoise on a stone. Some temples they have a brass
good, yeah,
wood. Why is it so? What it indicates?
Lucky fortune.
Oh, good fortune.
if anything bad comes, don't act on that fully. In one verse of the Krishna says, bring all your senses like the tortoise in the within you.
Kurman, Kurmanganiva. That word comes in Bhagavad Gita. Like
Object of the senses. Object of the senses. Raw yours.
when there are sense objects, the spiritual personalities, what they do, immediately senses. If he sees some danger, immediately of the his shell. So he contracts his hands, his mouth, his eye. So same way, when there is a possibility of material sense enjoyment, they immediately contract their senses. But when they come to temple, all senses are spread out, widely open, so that there they can have association of devotees, beautiful form of the deities. So all these senses that should be engaged in, when you come to the temple, wide open your senses. When you go out, protect yourself from the objects of material life or Maya. That will save you and your consciousness. Engagement in devotional service of the Lord is the life and soul of the living entity. It is desired goal and supreme perfection of human life. To become confident about this. And one also has to be confident other than the devotional service, such as mental speculation, fruity work, or will never yield any enduring benefit. Complete confidence in the service with this his desired goal, but no other paths will only succeed in making one restless. In the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, one must be calmly convinced that those who have given up the devotional service to engage in the service in the severe austerities for other purpose are not purified in their minds, despite their advanced austerities, because they have no information of the transcendental loving service of the Lord. In further stated in the seventh canto, although mental speculators and fruitive actors may perform a great austerities and penances, they still fall down because they do not have information about the lotus feet of the Lord. Lord, however, never fall down. In the Bhagavad Gita 9.31, the Supreme Personality of a Godhead assures Arjuna, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktya pranashyati. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotees never. Oh, grandparents. Oh, Asha. Again, in Bhagavad Gita 2.40, Krishna says, Nehavi kramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution. Anal 36. And a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of a fear. Devotional service is so pure and perfect that once one has begun it, one is forcibly dragged to ultimate success. So that's the glory of devotional service. I'm reading it again. Devotional service is so pure and perfect that once has begun it, one is forcibly dragged to the ultimate success. Whether you want it or not, but you will be dragged to that, the ultimate success. Like one devotee, he actually got fried out and he wanted to live Krishna consciousness. So what he did, he left everything, cut down his shika, put the karmi clothes, took his car, and he wanted to go on Hawaii beach to enjoy as his full abundance of his heart. So he went there, took his car, went to the airport, sat into Airbus, take off. But he forgot to take out his bills. So air hostess was distributing the food. He went to the beach. And in seventh world, totally. And yeah, some other god wanted to give up Krishna consciousness. He went there. He was that boosted at that tide came the high tide, raised, and he was totally submerged into the water. So all the clothes that got wet. So some other he got up and came to the shore and sat for a long time. He said, "Now I have to change my clothes." So he saw one person is coming there selling T-shirt. So he asked him, "Okay, give me one T-shirt." Gave him. He gave him some $4-5, whatever it is. He took the T-shirt. He put it on. He was totally drunken, so he forgot what he is doing. Yeah. And then he then came back to a motel. He saw in the mirror. And he was like, because he's sort of written chant and be happy. So whatever written here, the devotional service is so pure and perfect that once has begun, it one is forcibly dragged to ultimate success. So he came back again and he went to Hawaii temple. He cried there in front of the deities and said, "It's too much actually. I can't, I can't give up." One is forcibly dragged to ultimate success. Sometimes a person will give up his ordinary material engagements and out of sentiment take shelter of the lotus feet of Supreme Lord. And thus being the preliminary executioner of devotional service, even if such an immature devotee falls down, there is no loss on his part. Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato vayat. That little advancement on his path can protect one from the most dangerous type of a fear. On the other hand, what is the gain of one who executes the prescribed duties according to the Varna and Ashrama, but does not take to devotional service? Although a fallen devotee may take his next birth in a low family, his devotional service will nonetheless resume from where it left off. Devotional service is ahaituki apratihata. It is not the effect of any mundane cause, nor can it be terminated by any mundane cause or permanently curtailed by any material interruption. Therefore, a devotee should be confident about his engagement and should not be very interested in the activities of karmis, gyanis, and yogis. Sometimes what happens, we take up devotional service, but because of loss of confidence, we may get attracted to the philosophy of other sects. So sometimes we pay our most of the time to hear some Mayavadis. We associate with them. Why? Because it looks good. It sounds very sober, but that does not give you ultimate perfection. That spoils your consciousness. Mahaprabhu says that asat sangat tyag yehi Vaishnava achar. Asat sanga tyag. Asat sanga means the association of Gyani, Karmis, and Yogis. One need to be careful about that. Once you take up a devotional service, associating with the Gyanis or Yogis or Karmis, you don't give them heart. You be with them, but don't give your heart to them. Generally, what happens? Devotee, they feel compassion. Oh, they are also practicing some sort of something, so let me also take part into that. That will spoil your Krishna consciousness. Because these are very subtle things. But this subtle thing has a great impact. As Sanatan Goswami Pad, he says that Vaishnava Mukhadgiram Puta Katha Puta Hari Katham Datam Shravanam Naiva Kartavyam Sarpo Chishta Yatopaya. We see some professional reciters of Ramayana, Mahabharata or Bhagavat. They are really good. Professionally, they do it with the music and nice singing, with so many of different songs with that, with different tunes. It made palatable or maybe taste for years, but that does not change your consciousness. Sanatan Goswami Pad says it is like a sarpochishta yathapaya. It is a milk but touched by venomous snake. And what will be the effect then? That kills your consciousness. So one has to be very careful. Then further it is said, there are certainly many good qualities among fruitive actors, philosophical speculators, and mystic yogis. But all good qualities automatically develop in the character of a devotee. No extraneous endeavor is needed, as confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 18th chapter, 12th verse. The Rishabdev, he explains to his sons that once, if someone takes devotional service to the Lord, then samasate is gunaihi tatra suraha. That person will develop all the good qualities of demigods just by cultivating devotional service. There is no extra endeavor that he has to do to get these qualities, but that's the byproduct of devotional service. Because a devotee is not interested in any material activities, he does not become materially contaminated. He is immediately situated on the platform of a transcendental life. However, one who engages in a mundane activity, be he a so-called jnani, yogi, karmi, philanthropist, nationalist, or whatever, cannot attain the higher stage of Mahatma. A Duratma or a cripple-minded person. According to the Bhagavad Gita 9.13, so mam partha daivim prakritim ashritaha bhajanti ananya manaso jnatva bhutadim avyayam. O son of Parth, those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of a Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Since all the devotees of the Lord are under the protection of His supreme potency, they should not deviate from the path of devotional service and take to the path of karmi, dhyani, or yogi. This is called utsahan nishayat dhairyat tattat karma pravartanat. Enthusiastically executing the regulative activities of devotional service with a patience and confidence. In this way, one can advance in the devotional service without hindrance. And here ends the third verse of Nectar of Instruction. I think you people are new for that. You don't have any idea about this. This whole book speaks about from the starting of devotional service up to the ultimate achievement of devotional service. The last verse says, what one can achieve by doing this. Krishnasya pranaya vasati prayasyo kirata kundam chasya muniviratstvatrudev vyadhari. Yat prashtherapi asulabham kim punar bhakti bhajam tat premedam sakrudapi sarasa satkut vishkaroti. The last verse, Rupa Goswami Pad says that one should desire to take shelter at the Radha Kund, get his life for the bhajan. But to reach that stage, what are needed? Step by step, that has explained in this book. So this is for the beginner also and for the Paramahansas. It's one of the treacherous book. It gives everything within 11 shlokas. No need to go through the thousands of verses of different scriptures. Reads this, apply this in his life. That person can perfect his life. And we are blessed that Prabhupada has given us such a wonderful chance for us. Read, try to assimilate, understand, and practice it in our life. And Prabhupada says, International Society for Krishna Consciousness is made for this. Conditioned soul, they can get a chance. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is giving such a chance to humanity at large. If by fortune of this opportunity to engage in a devotional service, the path of liberation is immediately. So, sorry.
Yeah, actually, can you all ask questions so that I know what are you?
Oh, really? That's good. Who will start? Here we have a question bank.
No, because if you ask questions, then I know what are you talking. From the past, whatever questions keep asking, so that I know what are the right way. That I cannot listen. That whatever the questions Krishna is giving, that
Krishna is giving that intelligence.
Since we talked about, there is an example of this devotee who tried to go out, got back. But we also saw a lot of examples of people who left, who left and did not come back, right?
Most of them, they have come back. Only few figures, they have left because they never took it seriously. Son, he took initiation. And after third day, he was decided. He was just gone. The person who recommended him, he came to Prabhupada. Now it is your responsibility to take him back home, back to Godhead. What to do? Because when he never accepted me, he would have never left it. He has really accepted the philosophy. He can't live Krishna consciousness. Either Krishna will not live him. When very simple, he used to give a wonderful analogy for that. If you put some straight rod and take it out, it goes straight and comes out straight. And think, if you put it, it takes time to go in also. Get it. Same way, Krishna is not a straight person. He is. It's difficult for him to enter in your heart, and once he has entered, he is like a threefold bending form, and he is there to take him out of your heart. Outwardly, it seems that many people they came, they are not now there. Whatever they have done, I said, not now, but maybe in next life they can continue it. About reincarnation of one brahmachari. And brahmachari was there, sincere. He used to be with the Tribhuvananda Prabhu. And then he died. But he was clothes. Somehow he got. He was always contemplating on that. He took initiation from Bhakti Sharma Maharaj. Somehow or other, every time she was getting a dreams about her past life. In particular garden where she's sitting and chanting. One person whom she never has seen throughout her life, but her best friend. And he is driving. And all of a sudden something happened and everything got black. And then when she came in contact with the devotees, match with the Tribhuvan and the and she was a good Mridanga player. So wherever Tribhuvan Prabhu used to go, Prabhupada disciple, he used to go for teaching. Group and she used to be in that group. Always used to drag her in front. She used to feel embarrassed. All the mains are there and they are playing Mridanga. Tribhuvan Prabhu is leading Kirtan. And he always used to call her friend, play here. And like a strong, sturdy man, she used to play Mridanga for hours together. Then one devotee whom she used to see in dream to be Tribhuvan Prabhu. She said, I know this person. And when he looked at her, he said, I've seen this lady somewhere. Then she went to Maharaj and asked, this is what happened. Maharaj said, okay, you go and get done the retrogression thing. So she went for that. And she came up with this whole story. Then Maharaj rechecked with another the devotee whom she used to meet. Brahmachari. His name was some Jagdanand or something. And he died. I was driving and he was sitting next to me and he died in that.
He didn't die.
That Brahmachari died. But he was too attached to one Mataji. He exactly became like a Mataji in his next life. Then this one and saw that Mataji. And she was surprised like it's an old version. Like sitting in front of a mirror which will takes you 40 years ahead. Age photos, she was like the same. But she never narrated all the things to her. She just kept quiet and came back. So this is what happens. Unknowingly you live Krishna consciousness. But it will be continued. You get a favorable environment. So if you have taken it from the heart, and if he goes in the heart, easy.
We are coming to the Krishna consciousness, which is Krishna's class of plan is our teacher.
Our desire. But you need to decide. If your plans are not working, then his plans are working. That's why you're going to Bhubaneswar.
Those people are conscious about Lord Shiva and Lord Buddha. They have their idea.
Come again.
Those are consciousness like worship Lord Shiva, Durga, Kali, others.
That's their design. No? Development of their consciousness. Sattvam, Vishuddha Sattvam, Vasudeva Shuddhita. The person or tries to be getting rid of contaminations of material modes like a passion and ignorance. It comes to worship Lord Vishnu. Otherwise, he continue with the worships of demigods. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that you should not what they say, criticize. Generally, we become devotees, then we think something like superior. Thakur says, that's why you read Seventh Goswami. It's a wonderful book. It gives a practical example of our life. As a grahastha, how we can perform devotions, how we should relate with the materialistic people. So you are exposed to materialistic people. Seventh Goswami. That is about Bhaktivinoda Thakur's biography. His
Like,
his life and his teachings. So there he says, Vaishnava, whenever he sees that any follower of any sect is offering his prayers to his worshipable God, then that mature Vaishnava thinks, offering prayers to, but in his own way. I should encourage him. Rather, what do you think? Hey, he's Shiva worshipper. Krishna, you know, it's very important. But that person, he's like a, or he's in the third division, and you are trying to teach him the maths of PhD. How is it possible that he can assimilate? But not that higher integration or derivations, etc. Huh? Yeah. For him, 1 plus 1 is 2, or 2 into 6 is 12. That is enough. Its level. That does not mean that he does not know maths. He knows. So let him do it. You should encourage him. Okay, cultivate. Further. Like. Now the next verse explains about what are the that we should follow. Being a devotee, to cultivate our consciousness and continue with our devotional service, what can be done? Text number 4, page number 38. Dadati pratigrhanati guhyamakhyati prachati te bhojate chaiva shadvidam priti lakshanam. How to relationship with the Vaishnavas as a community should relate themselves with other Vaishnavas. That is given very wonderfully here. Dadati pratigrhanati. Offering gifts in charity and accepting charitable gifts. Guhyamakyati prachati. Revealing one's mind in confidence and inquiring confidentially. Bhojate chaiva. Accepting prasadam and offering prasadam are the 6 symptoms shared by one devotee and another. See, this is what going on in material sphere also. If someone has to increase his business, what he does? Something gives. Like if you are in India, so few of your contractors, they will come along with some gifts. So many things. Why? This relationship. Then Guhyamakyati Prashati asks your secrets, he gives his own secrets, so that you share them. And then Bunchite Bhojate Chava, it's common. If you have a little bit friendship, hey, let's go for a cup of tea. Then goes to the dinner and then feast and then parties and so many things. Just to increase your relationships. So same things can be done in Vaishnavas, but very sophisticated. And that whole thing is explained in this verse. And Bharat Prabhupada says, Rupa Goswami explains how to perform devotional activities in the association of other devotees. There are 6 kinds of activities. Giving charity to the devotees, whatever they may offer in return, one's mind to the devotees, inquiring from them about the confidential service of the Lord, honoring prasadam, food given by the devotees, feeding the devotees with the prasadam. See, very specifically Prabhupada has given that we have to understand. The devotees, accepting from the devotees whatever they may offer in return. So without any conditions. Otherwise, we keep expectations. Oh, I will give him this, then he may give this. If that is there, then that's not a loving exchange or competition. Business. Then he says that inquiring from them about the confidential service of the Lord. But confidentially pastimes. That is what Guhyam Akhyati Parichati. Bhunjate Bhojate Chaiva. Offering prasadam and taking prasadam from them. It's not that, oh, let's go. Huh? Go to McDonald's or KFC, have together food. That's not the way. But then what happens? As India once it happened that one go for preaching. At one slot we saw like a 10 and 15 devotees they were at picture talkies. At mall to cinema hall. So what is this? Prabhu Vaishnava Sangha. All together we are going to see the movie and they're saying, Prabhu, we are all together. We are going to see it. Because Prabhuji is sponsoring our tickets. You know, Prabhuji is doing such a nice service to everyone. They take it in a wrong way. But this is what, this is Rupa Goswami has not mentioned. That we have to understand it properly. This Guhyam Akhyati Prachati, when a devotee distributes prasadam, remnants of food offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spirit of devotional service, we must accept this prasadam as the Lord's grace received through the pure devotee. We should also invite pure devotees to our home, offer them prasadam, and please them in all respect. Even in ordinary social activities, these 6 types of dealings between two loving friends are absolutely necessary. When a businessman wishes to contact another businessman, he arranges feast in a hotel. He openly expresses what he wished to do. For his business friend, that's again an uncomfortable word. No, it's okay. Thus, whenever there is a dealing of pity or love, these 6 activities are executed. In the previous verse, Sri Rupa Goswami advised that one should be association and keep company with the devotee. Can you read further this? This International Society for Krishna Consciousness.
The International Society for Krishna Consciousness has been established 6 kinds of loving exchanges between devotees. This society was started single-handedly, but because people are coming forward and experiencing the give and take policy, the society is now expanding all over the world. We are donating very liberally to the development of the society's activities, so eagerly accepting whatever humble contribution we are giving them in the shape of being strictly the subject matter of Krishna consciousness. We sometimes hold Hare Krishna festivals and invite life members and friends to participate in the feasting. Although most of our members come from the higher rungs of society, they nonetheless come and take whatever little prasadam we are able to offer them. The members, our supporters, Sometimes the members and supporters inquire very confidentially about the method of performing devotional service. Explain this. In this way, our society is successfully spreading all over the world. Of all countries, is gradually appreciating our Krishna conscious activities. The life of a Krishna conscious society is nourished by these 6 types of loving exchanges among the members. People must be given the chance to associate with the devotees of Iskcon, because simply by reciprocating in these 6 ways, an ordinary man can fully revive his dormant Krishna consciousness. Gita, chapter 2, verse 62, it is stated, Sangat Sanjayate Kama. One's desires and ambitions to the company one keeps. It's said that a man is known by his company, and if an ordinary man associates with devotees, he will certainly develop his dormant Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is innate in every living entity, and is already developed to some extent when a living entity takes a human body. It is said in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, 2.107, Vijasira Krishna Prema Sarja
Kavunaya. Shravanadi Shuddha Sitte Karoya Uday.
Pure love for Krishna is eternally established in the heart of living entities. Nothing to be gained from another source. Purified by hearing and chanting, this love naturally awakens. Consciousness is inherent in every living entity. Everyone should be given a chance to hear about Krishna. Simply by hearing and chanting, one's heart is directly purified, and one's original Krishna consciousness awakened. Krishna consciousness is not artificially imposed upon the heart. It is already there. When one chants the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the heart is cleansed of all mundane contamination. In the first stanza of the Sri Shastikam, Mahaprabhu says, Chaitanya Dhanamajana Mama Mahavadhyana Rayakaya Chandika Vikaram Pita Bharajiva Nanda Bhagavanam Pradipatami Kavitan Sona Saradna Swapanam Karam Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtan.
Can you sing it in proper tune? Cheto Darpanamarjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Akairava Chandrika Vitaram Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivaradanam Pratipadam Amrita Swadhanam Atmasnanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur explained this as a 7 peaks of peaks, like each and every temple has its own peak. So like this chanting of holy name or has these 7 peaks, and what they are: Cheto Darpana Marjanam. It starts with the heart. And what he does, Lord, it extinguishes the blazing fire of material existence. Shreyaha Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. In the Sharad season, oh wonderful. a lot of solace to your mind, peace to mind. Start chanting the holy name of Lord. It gives that kind of a peace to your heart. Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Jivanam. And it is the life and soul of all the knowledge. Whatever knowledge you have in this material world, the life and soul of that knowledge is holy name of the Lord. Buddhi Varadhanam. We heard about increasing ocean. Does ocean crosses its limits? Low tide. But does it comes out of that? Now because of a rain, ocean has come 3 kilometers inside the land. Huh? It never happened. Yeah. But again it goes back. It not retains that. Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. So when you chant the holy name of Lord, it increases the ocean of bliss. Each and every step. Purana, and you will get the taste of. And that's why he says Param Vijayare Sri Krishna Sankirtan. And that's why this Sri Krishna Sankirtan is all glorious. These are the 7 effects of chanting the holy name of God. What are they? One. Second.
Increasing bliss. That's the later.
Okay.
More peace.
Giving solace to the heart. Go step by step. Vidya, life and soul of all the knowledge. Next.
Increasing bliss.
Increases the ocean of bliss.
And step, you can relish that place. And Purana Amrita Swadhana. You get the police. These are the 7 outcomes of chanting the holy name. And you do it in the association of devotees. And that's why this whole book insists the association of devotees. Because that itself becomes a catalyst and gives us perfection. The chanter of Mahamantra purified, but the heart of anyone hear the transcendental vibration of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, is also cleansed. Souls embedded in lower animals, insects, trees, and other species of life, purified and prepared, fully Krishna conscious simply by the hearing the transcendental vibration. This was explained by Thakur Haridas when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired from him how lower than human beings can delivered from material bondage. He said that the chanting of the holy names is so powerful and chants in the parts of the jungle, animals will advance in Krishna consciousness simply by hearing the vibration. It was actually proved by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself when he passed through the forest of. At that time, tigers, snakes, deers, all other animals abandoned their natural animosity in dancing in Sankirtan. We cannot imitate the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Follow in his footsteps. We are not to enchant the lower animals such as tigers, snakes, cats, and dogs. Entice them to dance But by chanting the holy names of the Lord, we can actually convert many people throughout the world to Krishna consciousness. Distributing the holy name of the Lord, example of contribution of the Dadati principles. Broadly, Prabhupada has taken this. Dadati means not only a giving gifts, ordinary gifts, giving a matchless gift. Giving someone a Krishna consciousness, matchless gift. So if you, while you go on the road and chant also, by seeing that people will get purified. Like in India, if you go in dhoti, kurta and tilak, hey, people, hey, look at that Hare Krishna Wala is going on. They knowingly unknowingly they say Hare Krishna. So that dress itself, the whole attire itself gives remembrance of Krishna. Then by the same, also follow the Pratigrahati principle and be willing and ready to receive the transcendental gift. Inquired about the Krishna consciousness movement and open his mind in order to understand the situation. Thus, the Guhyam Akyati Prichati can be served. This Prichati means opening your heart for mundane, but which will help you to nourish your Krishna consciousness. You should ask. Sometimes what happens, we come to temple, hear something, take prasad and go back. Have a genuine inquiry about that. Either we don't hear it properly, we don't assimilate it. That's why we don't ask. But in spiritual life, unless and until how the person who is giving you will understand that what he has to give it to you and what he is supposed to give it. Like if someone is on a 3rd grade and he is teaching like a 10th grade, then it's a waste of time for both of them. These inquiries. Lord also says, Tal Vidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya. For spiritual knowledge, even material knowledge also. When you go for the tuitions, you pay there. Problem is that with the people, when they pay cash, they think that they are paying. Where you are giving your time, which is time back from someone. I'm having some $1 million. Can I get 1 minute of my life back? No, but we don't think in that way. So wherever we go, whenever we spend our time, that's why I told you in the beginning itself. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in his life, we can understand avyartha kalatva. He never wasted a single moment of his life in Krishna service. Whether while he was working, while he was at home, in the association of mass of people, he always used his time for his Krishna consciousness, art of living. How to do that? Lord also explains it to Arjuna. Ma manusmara yuddhacha. You have to fight, but while fighting, you have to remember me. What the life starts with. Then further he says here, Society for Krishna Consciousness invite the society's member and supports to dine with them when they hold love feast in all their branches every Sunday. Interested people come to honor Prashadam, and whenever possible, they invite members of society to their homes and feed them sumptuously with the Prashadam. This is what house program is. We were reading that day. Which day?
don't know which thing. No.
Actually, today morning we had a nice session. There's a nice song by Narottam Das Thakur where he says, the Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu has inaugurated this chanting of holy name. And it's a very simple method. Chant, dance, and have a Krishna Prasad. That's the way to go back home, back to God. Pranayam, Atanga Yoga, or some circus, or go and scrub all the books. So just chant the holy name, Kirtan, and sumptuously take Krishna Prasad. That will purify. That Gauranga Mahaprabhu has done. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has practically showed it in Jagannath Puri when he passed his last years of his life. He used to chant the holy name in front of Lord Jagannath, and immediately they used to have a big feast. In Jagannath Puri, they used to have such a prasadam arrangements. Maharaj Pratap Rudra, he gave an order to temple superintendent at that time. Whatever amount they need, Krishna Prasad, you just provide to them. So thousands and thousands of devotees they used to sit and have every day Jagannath Mahaprasad. And that's the wholesome Krishna consciousness. Dance and have a don't have to do any world jewelry, no need to have a great austerities. In this way, both the members of society and the general public are benefited. The company of so-called yogis, gyanis, karmis, and philanthropists, because this association can benefit. If one really wants to attain human life, he should associate with the devotee of Krishna consciousness movement, because it is the only moment that teaches one how to develop love of God. Religion function of human society, and it constitutes the distinction between human society and animal society. Society has a no church religious system. In all, however downtrodden human society may be, there is some system of religion. Aborigines in the jungles also have a system of religion. Each system develops and turns into love of God, as stated in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yatmadhyadokshje apradiyata yayatma suprasidati. Is that by which man can attain loving devotional service unto the transcendental Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted in order to complete the self. The members of human society actually want peace of mind and friendly relationship between nations. They must follow the Krishna conscious system of religion, by which they can develop their dormant love for Krishna, of a Godhead. As soon as the people do so, be filled with the peace and purpose of can be achieved in Krishna consciousness. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur wants all devotees engaged in broadcasting the Krishna consciousness movement to the impersonalist or not to forget about the association. Who are always determined to oppose such a theistic movement. Full of Mayavadis and atheists. Parties of the world take advantage of Mayavad and other atheistic philosophies to promote materialism. Even back a strong party to oppose Krishna consciousness movement. The Mayavadis and other atheists do not want Krishna consciousness movement to develop because it educates people in God consciousness. Policy of the atheist. There is no benefit in feeding a snake milk and bananas. It will never be satisfied. On the contrary, by taking milk, the snake simply becomes more poisonous. Sure? Huh? Such is the policy of atheists. There is no benefit in feeding a snake milk and banana will never satisfy. On the contrary, by taking milk and bananas, the snake is more poisonous. Kevalam is given milk to drink, its poison simply increases. Reason, we should not disclose our mind to the serpent Mayavadis or Karmis. That's more important. Such a disclosure will never help. Strictly avoid association with them about anything confidential because they cannot give good advice. Nor should we extend invitations to Mayavadis and atheists. Invitations. After intimate intermingling, we may become affected by their atheistic mentality. Whom you associate, you develop same qualities with them. Negative injunction of the verse that we should refrain anything to or accepting anything from the Mayavadis and atheists. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has also when one eats food prepared by the worldly people, very advanced, he is unable to utilize everyone's contribution to the further Krishna consciousness movement. Therefore, on principle, one should not accept charity from the Mayavadis or atheists. Mahaprabhu has forbidden devotees to associate even with the ordinary men who are too addicted to material sense gratification. The conclusion is that keep company with the devotees, observe the regulative devotional principles, follow the footsteps of acharyas, and in full obedience carry out the orders of the spiritual master. We shall be able to develop our devotional service and dormant Krishna consciousness. He who is neither a neophyte nor a greatly advanced devotee, middle status of devotional service, to love the Supreme Personality of a Godhead. The devotees show favor to the ignorant and demoniac. There is a brief mention of a process of making loving transaction with the Supreme Personality of a Godhead with the devotees. According to the Dadati principle, an advanced devotee is supposed to spend at least 50% of his income on the service of the Lord and his devotees. Srila Rupa Goswami has set such an example in his life. He distributed 50% of his life's earnings to Krishna's service and 25% to his relatives and kept 25% for the personal emergencies. This example should be followed by all the devotees. whatever one's income, 50% should be spent on behalf of Krishna and his devotees. It will fulfill the demands of Dadati. In the next verse, Srila Rupa Goswami informs us what kind of a Vaishnava should be selected as a friend and how Vaishnava should serve. This we'll discuss next time. Any discussion, any comments?
Who exactly is? I mean, anybody who's not Vaishnava is, are they Mayavadis? No. Worshippers of Shiva, I know they're not Mayavadis. Are they? Who are Mayavadis? I mean, I have an idea.
Oh, here today because, huh?
Just entered.
Oh, really? Okay. Hi,
You
Krishna.
have to be very careful when fan is going on. This should not go.
Oh yeah.
See, try to understand. The first basic thing is so what is your conception about Mayavad?
Mayavad means they feel that the Lord does not have any form, and they say, "I am the Lord. I am Narayana."
You.
That's what I think. He is. They ask like, "I want money. I want this proper prosperity."
It's like, I know, Advaita people are sort of Mayavadis.
Mayavad.
Because we are the Advaita. Right? Those guys are. They make mockery of
Impersonal form of
devotees.
impersonal form. I mean, as Nectar Prabhu said, there's no form of the God. That's what they believe.
All gods are one.
Like, okay, you are also God, me also God, everyone is God.
Advaita.
Yeah.
You need to worship this.
Personal, impersonal.
Are all the non-Vaishnavas Mayavadis or only some?
Moving towards Krishna consciousness is making mockery of. Let's say I'm going to Krishna consciousness and somebody is making mockery of me. That he can be called as a Mayavadi.
Mayavada Bhashya Shunyala Hail Sarvana. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. What is Mayavad? Mayavad is a philosophy in which they deny the existence of God. It's like an atheist, but in a very sophisticated way.
So not the non-Vaishnavas, not there.
Non-Vaishnavas. Tell me.
Shaivites and everybody else.
You can't say Shaivites as the Mayavadis because they worship a person.
That's why.
They have a personality whom they worship. Non-Vaishnavas are not Mayavadis. Mayavadis are those who deny the existence of Lord. Sometimes that they are God.
Well, the Advaita philosophy,
They are monist. Means they consider perform certain activities, then he can become a Ishvara. Danda dharana matrena naro narayana bhavet. Taking sannyas, one becomes Narayana. Their philosophy. And that is also Mayavad.
The form of the God. So
These are Nirvisheshvadas. There is a difference between Buddhist. Yeah. Buddhist, because they don't accept any form of the God. They said there is nothing.
different because I mean the impersonal is really what I believe and I limited knowledge. They believe in God, but then Buddhists they don't believe in God at all.
Everything is white.
So
So Mayavad is like a Prachanda Buddhavad only. Mayavada Asat Shastram Prachandam Bauddha Uchyate. Parvati, in the age of Akali, I will come as a Brahmana. And I will put Buddhist philosophy, but covered way. As Buddhists, they say that everything is light. Rather than the void, there's light. So you have to merge into the existence of Lord. So same Buddhist also says it is going to be void, so everything is going to get destroyed. We both have the same philosophy. You have to go and everything will be zero. Everything will get merged into the impersonal, in the light. So both ways, there is no existence of soul, no eternity, conception of a personality of a Godhead.
But then, here's the point, when you say there is no existence of soul, but then I have seen some personal philosophers, for example, they believe in soul, but they believe in the impersonal form of
No, all these Advaitas, Prabhuji, they all talk about soul, but they are
Get me.
Advaitas. Right?
What?
All the Shaivas are Advaitas, and they believe they still talk about
See,
Advaita.
their conception is soul means God. Because it has come in contact with the material nature, that's why it is soul. Otherwise, it is a God only. When it will get freed from this material nature, it will become God again.
They don't have Advaita.
And that is totally against the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita.
they don't believe reward.
No, once you become a God, then where is the rebirth then?
But they believe that so many times they have taken different births. That they believe, right? But finally, when they go, then they.
How much about that philosophy?
Because all my family is.
They are in India, thousands of miles away from here. They are not impacting you or affecting you now.
So, see, Shakaracharya devotees, right? They're like classified as Mayavadis.
That's
See,
what I'm asking.
he came and he preached about Mayavad. He showed his devotional touch. He was ordered by the Lord to go and re-establish the Vedas. And to establish Vedas, he has to take part of this philosophy. Totally bereft of Vedic knowledge. And they don't want to turn towards Vedas. It is totally negated. So get them back, he showed them a carrot. But we will become a god, you know. What do you think yourself? That philosophy by following which you can become a. And people started coming. Evidences for that. He quoted from the scriptures. You are that. What Pradnyamasi. All from the Brahma Sutras, he took it out and whatever Vedic scripture says. You are that person, you know, beyond the creation of everything. You can be remembered. It will become one day like that. And people came. And when they came, they started following him. At the last part of his life, what he has given? Charpat Panjari, it is known as a, not Bhaja Govinda. Translation is called as a Charpat Panjari. And that speaks about the importance of worshipping the Lord. See, who has written the Jagannath Ashtaka?
Oh, okay.
Yes. Ashtaka. Who has written Madhura Ashtakam? Oh, sorry, Panduranga Ashtakam.
And his own, they're not following him.
Oh,
His own.
see, problem is that
Following.
properly, we are pointing at them. You people are coming years together, but are you following us? No. They are not following. Prabhav Ananda, and all the evidences how Krishna is the supreme personality of a Godhead.
But
Prabhav
they don't even know that.
Oh,
They don't know that.
but mass of the people, they don't accept it because they don't have that capacity. Go for the PhD studies. Everybody? Admission to kindergarten, they end up with a PhD. Why? They should go. It is compulsory.
They have their own choice. They have their own
Now you
choice.
came to the point. Capacity. Have a capacity to understand Krishna. Krishna himself says, "Mood oil na bhi janati." Polish, they don't accept me. On top of that, he says that Sarvasya Yoga Maya Samavrita. I'm not revealed to everyone. Why? Of Yoga Maya. Mari Kunti also plays. Can understand you as a supreme personality of a God. Because Yoga Maya Samavrita, everybody is not qualified to do that. Consciousness for everyone, but who practices. And in the age of a Kali, especially for those who are favored by the Lord. Ahaituki means causeless. Ahaituki Krupa. Only by the causeless mercy of devotees you can get the stage of a Kali. Not by your own endeavor. Because our endeavor we know. Minimum 16 rounds. But we struggle for 24 hours to do that. But we have so many excuses for that. But if you really love to do that, that will be the first thing when you wake up, you will do it. Priorities. Realization is more important to progress in spiritual life. The purport of third verse. Enthusiasm. Utsahat, Nishayat. Dhairya, Tattat Karma Pravartanat. Sangatyago, Satovritti. Prasiddhiti. Progress in spiritual life. We all die. Then you should follow this third verse. Whatever services you render, that should be done enthusiastically, not as a burden. But what's his name? Baldev Vidya Vishwanath Chakravarti. He gives a nice commentary. He says there are two burdens that we carry: burden of beast and burden of love, which our mind is reluctant to do that. That beast. And when, like a 60 kg of wife, he lifts her in his hands and walks on the sea beach, what is called as? So we should consider our chanting as a burden of love, but we take it in other way, burden of beast. I will finish.
One lecture, this fellow said, we don't like preach your wrongs.
Yeah.
The difference between chanting and preaching.
Oh, you know, at last I've finished. What is meant by that? Chanting never finishes. But we never take it in that way. We always take it as a burden of beast. As long as you think like that, your progress will be like that only. To really make progress in spiritual life, then you have to take it enthusiastically. And to maintain that enthusiasm, what do you have to do? Exactly. As read from the second chapter, 66th verse. Sangat sanjayate kama. The person qualities. So, if you want to have a taste in chanting the holy name, you should associate with the person who has that taste in chanting the holy name. The person who can do it, he can get it done from others. That's the simple way. See, all same things. We have to do it. What we have read it now, we are doing it in material sphere also. If I have to get a new contract, I have to make a friendship with that person. Then all sort of things I will do. I will give him gifts. I will take gifts from him. I will tell him secrets. I will get secrets from him. I will call him for the feast. Huh? So same things you have to use it in Krishna's service. Enthusiasm. You should not lack enthusiasm. Whenever there is a lack of enthusiasm, you are dead. Spiritual life. And that's why this regular gathering should be there. Here with a like-minded people and discuss about the Krishna consciousness. Because like if I read one paragraph, what I have understood, she must have not understood that, but she has, by her intellectual power, she would have understood some other view of that. There's some other point, because he may have realized that. So when you come, sit together and discuss, at one point you get different understanding about that one particular. This is about Swami's Nana Shastra Vichara Naika Nipuna. They were expert through the scriptures. Why? Because Krishna reveals that knowledge in your heart. Generally, just by own reading, you will not get that knowledge. Krishna reveals that in your heart. That's why it is the way of accepting spiritual knowledge is pariprashna. Answer. Then you only get it. So, like she must be coming for 4-5 years or more than that.
I mean, seriously, before that, since you come.
And now she had a sincere desire to ask about what is Mayavad. With others also involved with that. What exactly it is. We are knowing, we are hearing from the devotees that Mayavad, what exactly it is. Avoid to think about it. Because it is always says you have to stay away from the Mayavad. Mayavad means who? I should know it. As that SWOT analysis is there. Weaknesses. So it is like a weakness. I should know my weakness. That whom I have to avoid in my life. With them also, and you will try with your devotional service also. That will be like you are carrying unnecessary things. As you asked, that sometimes people think that brahmacharya ashram and sannyas ashram is very easy than the grihastha ashram. There is a simple example as given. LMV and HMV. For freeways, you can see there are tracks. If you are meant for the HVs, motor vehicles. And LMVs are light motor vehicles. Because they go with a lot of speed. More than the HMV. But if there is an accident, what happens? LMV like a scrap, no more use. But HMV can be repaired, can be kept on the road, and she can along. So HMV is like a household life. Dragging a lot of load on the body because of some mistake, and he's carrying out. But if there is an accident, he can get saved. But for the LMVs and LMVs, then people think, hey, where are we? We used to see him. Where is he? Gone. Because says household life that makes an arrogant soul very humble.
So then who are LM? That actually example.
LM is like brahmacharis and sannyasis. If they get allured by the material energy and they don't have any outlet,
So you think they're easy to fall down?
very easy to follow. Life you have to look after, and you can move. And especially in the age of Kali, rather than just jumping on and suiciding, committing suicide. And brahmacharis and sannyasis, they are never, by training, they never become. They have that consciousness by birth, and they continue with that. It's not that by practice I can become brahmachari or sannyasi. That never comes. Their destiny. They come along with that only. This does not mean, Lord never says in Bhagavad Gita, sannyas means who wears a saffron cloth. He says sannyas, sannyasi is a tyagisha, who does not hanker and does not lament for. And he is lamenting that I am not able to get disciples, becoming sannyasi. But being a grahasthani, he is more detached. He says it's not worth for me, but because of this bodily conditioning, I have to continue with this. If he has that consciousness and continues, Bhattacharya, he was grahastha. But sannyasis used to come and take training for the. He used to teach them Vedanta Sutras. That's why what is important is your consciousness than the ashram. Stick to that particular position. That's not good. You have to go further that. And that is your advancement in your spirituality. This is serious. What service you take to purify yourself. That need to be worked out. See, Prabhupada always very carefully mentions service should be performed under the spiritual master. No action. We wanted to do as per my way and will and wish. See, Bhagavad Gita has not spoken till the point Arjuna has submitted to Krishna as a disciple. He gives up. He says, Shishyasyam Shadimam Tvam Prapannam. Now you tell me what is good for me. Authority, spiritual authority, for the guidance in spiritual life, that is very essential. Your progress is very difficult. You may make, but it takes a long term. It takes a long time. Gone through that phases, he can guide you for that. You can go for this. You can go for this. That's needed. Otherwise, then the days together or lives together, you can go. And we have read just now the beginning of the purport. Brahmanda Brahmide Kono Bhagyavana Jeev. Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Vich. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself explains to Rupa Goswami. Until one is become fortunate to have the association of Guru. By his mercy he gets Krishna, and by Krishna's mercy he gets a Guru. So needs a sincere heart to accept all these things. Anything else?
Prabhu, I have one question.
Vishnu meditated? I'm hearing first time. Oh, it was like a just random question.
Someone was telling me today morning, like when Shiva Bhagavan meditated, he went like on Vishnu. And when Vishnu meditated, he meditated on Shiva.
Actually, my mother used to say that in Ramayana also,
somewhere
Rameshwara.
he has worshipped Shiva there.
Say, any samhara you have to do, as per the Vedic tradition, you have to do. Then you have to worship a Rudra. Starting the war, Lord Ramachandra has worshipped Lord Shiva to show the ideal as a king, as a Kshatriya, what one should follow. That he has shown it. That does not mean that Shiva is superior to Lord Ramachandra. No. Whatever the leaders they will, some of the people they will follow. So he showed as a Kshatriya before starting the war what you have to do. Destructible potency of the Lord, and that is Lord Shiva.
Someone asked this question that why Ramchandra?
Yeah, that's what he
When,
My Amma, I was telling that only.
That's what he said.
when he told that no, Ravana was like he would kill Lord Shiva.
So he was taking permission from Shiva to kill Ravana.
I've heard this.
Yeah.
Permission, like informing, I'm going to kill this. But Manji also an incarnation of
One of the Rudras, among the 11 Rudras, is Hanumanji. And he was knowing that. Say this Ramagatha, what I'm going to do this time, is totally different than what you have heard for years together. You have heard Valmiki Ramayana or Kamba Ramayana or maybe Tulasi Ramayana. Have you heard any time about Natha Ramayana? Anybody from South India, from Vaishnava families?
Heard, but don't know.
Not only Sri Vaishnava.
That Ramayana has such a wonderful stories. There is no crying episode at all. Not only he himself, he got wonderstruck and he asked my Lordship about you. People they think it's a tragedy only. And very few people pay their attention for that story. Anytime such a wonderful pastime is full of just ananda. Your name itself is a reservoir of a pleasure, Ram. There is so much of dissection, so much of rejection, so much of separation, so much of crying in your pastime. Please. Can you show me at least once? And I showed him, another kalpa of Brahma. And there he never went to a forest as an exile. He became a king. He had his kids. Nicely he ruled the kingdom. Then on his tour, pilgrimage, when you move around, Rameshwaram, Shiva there. And from there he wanted to go to Sri Lanka. Had a nice temple of Lord Narasimha. He wanted to go and have a darshan of that Narasimha. So he asked for the visa. And he asked permission from Ravana. And he denied. He said no. Ravana was king.
So he was saying Ramayana happened in another kalpa also.
Every kalpa, na? Every kalpa there is a Ramayana.
Kalpa, this is a sad Ramayana. For some reason.
They are sad people, no?
For some reason, why ours is only like that?
Huh?
For some reason, why
When I will go next time, I will ask him why you have done this for us. And then he just and shot from there, and Ravana dead. Then he made King Vibhishana as a king. He took the darshan of, and on the way back he came to. Then he got a Pushpak Viman offered by Vibhishana. Then by that Viman he came back. But this Ramayana has a wonderful pastimes of Lord Ramachandra and Leelas. Krishna Leelas. But Ramalala's Leelas, if you hear them,
never heard it.
Here you come from 28. You hear about
From when? Come from
28 March.
till 4th of March. And wonderful pastime. Amazing. That will start from, I think, Wednesday.
Every Kalpa Ramayan, the Krishna comes and then Ram comes.
Same thing.
See, all these Dashavataras, they come once in. It's not necessary every Treta Yuga there is a Ramayana. This Ramayana, what is it we are seeing that happened in 17th Divya Yuga. Ramayana has happened. Not this immediate Treta Yuga. What has gone before the.
It didn't happen.
No,
Immediate Treta Yuga.
it was a long time back. It's like Setu is there or no, that's all rubbish. That's confusion and concoction. Every pastime has its own. Like he comes, Varaha comes in one day of Brahma. In Chakshusha Manvanta. Once he comes as a Shvetavara, once he comes as a Raktavaraha.
Then in our Treta Yuga, what happened?
I have to ask.
Seriously, how?
I'm seriously telling you.
But the one thing I'm not getting your point here, and it's the same thing happening. In the restaurant, everything is happening the same way. I mean, so Ram will again come in all Treta Yuga. I mean,
I'm telling you, will Lord Ramachandra will come. That time Ravana will come. Why other time he will come and bother?
So that will then be the philosophy program.
Like?
Repeating. That means since I mean, if the Brahma is coming again.
That karma philosophy is for us. Conditioned. They were not conditioned souls. They were Nitya Parshada. Jaya Vijaya. They are always the doorkeepers of the Lord. Vaikuntha Loka. They are not the living entities, marginal potencies like us. They are eternally liberated. Nitya Siddha. We are Nitya Baddhas. But if we get association and see the wonderful pastimes of the Lord, we can come back to Godhead. For us, he comes and performs all these pastimes again and again and again. Till the last living entity goes back to Godhead, he will come and he will repeat. Sometimes in different way, but to just attract us, nothing else. He is Aptakam, Atmaram. He is self-satisfied. He does not need anything nonsense as we need to satisfy ourselves. But for us, he takes all the different incarnation, comes and attracts us to go back to God.
This didn't happen in our Treta Yuga, but Dwapar Yuga, this happened. Our Dwapar.
You are lucky that you got birth in this Kali Yuga, because immediate Yuga, Lord Gauranga himself came, who is none other than Radha Krishna. Before that Dwapar, Sham Sundar himself came. Other Dwapar Yugas, Krishna, there is another Chaturbhuj, Vaikuntha Loka, where Krishna is there, that Krishna comes. And Kali Yugas, Sachinandan, that is the son of comes, not the Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So this 28th, 28, it's very important in this. See, these details are there, but we don't know. And that's what Prabhupada says, make this lifetime last. You're going to get another chance to see Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu and his mercy. This 10,000 years are golden years. So finish it off and go back to Godhead. Mahaprabhu will come and next Kalpa only. And we don't know how many millions of.
Some other food will be here.
See, this body, like I'm having this body. This body will be there. But the soul, me, I'm residing now. I will be not there in this body. Someone else will be there who is qualified to take this body.
The same thing will repeat again.
Again,
Bodies
again,
Same thing with different.
little bit here and there, but almost same. 24 lakh species means all are like clothes, rented clothes. As per your intent, take that coat. Wear it, your job is done, hang it again, go for the next one. Take that. So, but you have a golden chance. Is this rented coat for satisfaction of Lord or satisfaction of yours?
The body is not permanent. What you're saying is that every user, the same body will come, though the soul might be different. So,
See, it is material energy of the Lord. It's temporary. What is meant by temporary? Who says that?
that's what temporary I understood.
His body burned, but same because everything amalgamated and goes. When Brahma sleeps, 24 elements they come together. It becomes Mat Tattva and it enters into the. When the next creation comes, that everything again manifested. Again, that same forms will be created as per the qualifications of the people. Body. This body may be destroyed for this kalpa, but next kalpa again it will generate. But it is for as a carrier for the some other soul. Like a rented car. From airport, you take that car. When you reach at house, car is gone. Same way.
Body is born out of a particular mother and father, so same body will again give the people the same body.
Again, whoever is destined or credible to get that particular body, he will come and enter that. These are covers. They are again manufactured. Body gets.
The body also not dying in this case.
It's dying. It's recreating. Like see, take a.
The same body is getting recreated. That's what
What's the great in that? You tell me. Previously, they used to cook in the earthen pots. Once they cook, they have to destroy. That earth is there. Because of water, rain, everything, again it used to melt down. Remix it and make a pots. Again, never broken. It's like that only. It's Panchamabuddhas only.
sorry, I'm asking it again. Whether it will be body definitely because it's the same ingredient. But then, as the example that we have given, different form of manufacture may not be the same exactly. For example, this body, if the same body will come again, though the soul will be different, then it leads to a different.
Same type of body, not necessarily. Now, if it is into the ashes, how it will become that same one? Ingredients will be same, but again manufactured the same way.
So that anyways, I mean, like even now also.
That does not mean body is eternal. That.
That is always there. Right? Even we are living this body, the new body comes, so it will be one of the same ingredient.
Like,
He's saying
computing
that-
software, Western different.
But he's saying that some individual will look like you or me. Like that's what you're saying.
Different form.
See, in a train.
No, he said so.
Okay. I'm having a capacity of buying a general class ticket. I buy ticket and sit on the seat. When destination comes, I get down. When comes, he will come and sit on that.
This example is leading to a different conclusion.
Like,
The seed is also some sort of internal for some. Basically, the same seed is being used by different.
that's why you can't establish spiritual thing with a tarka, with a logic. Because when you take it logic to understand that particular thing, don't try to exaggerate that logic. Then that you will not come to the subject. We wanted to prove that everyone, as per his capacity, as per his credibility, whatever he has done, he gets that particular body. Some bodies are there. Like if you go any in India, they take your shoes and keep it in one bag. So that bag is there for years together. But when it gets torn out, they make another same kind of a bag and they put it there. Purpose is same. So same way this body is there, it will carry that soul which is qualified to be in this body. When it gets destroyed now in this kalpa, the next kalpa when it comes, Kali Yuga, this sort of bodies are created. This set is there. Now who is qualified, they will just fill it. That body will run. Don't jump on that, okay, these bodies are also eternal. Bodies are not eternal. For that.
They die, that the soul will become like male person, female or male.
Just we discussed about that Mataji. Na? He was a brahmachari in previous life, but he was too attached to that woman, exactly like that woman. He took birth as a female body. He will come here. He has to attach someone, either God or either mad. If he is attached to God, he will come back to God. He will have a Chaturbhuj form like a Lord. If not, he will have his own Swarupa, peacock in the spiritual world. Everyone has his own form. Siddhi. But that's too hard to understand.
How about body of the people who are liberated, like go back to God?
Our own spiritual body. Our own spiritual body. Now, which is covered with this material body. Once you cross the Viraja river, travel with your original body. That's beyond the all 7 layers of. Then there is a Viraja river. When you cross that Viraja river, then you go to Vaikuntha planets. That's in between the material world and spiritual world. Far beyond that. Whatever books you have purchased. What I said.
He said it's very far.
See, this earthly planet, in your Roy exam, this is one layer, Earth. 10 times of this Earth, whatever dia it is here, 10 times of this dia will be the water. 10 times of water is fire. 10 times of fire is air. 10 times of air is ether. That's one material universe. Beyond that, there is and then spiritual world starts. Even these 5 tattvas, then again further if you go there, mind, intelligence, and consider how thick is our ego. That you have to pierce and then you will approach to Viraja river. So it's not Maharloka. Beyond the Brahmaloka, this layer starts.
But it's so inconceivable because there are so many dimensions and all that.
That's why chant and Hare Krishna, be happy. Why to dive into the depth which you don't know at all, then be happy. Enough for this. Don't jump on anything else. At least one shloka. Kinchit, what is that? Bhagavad Gita, Kinchit Dita, Ganga Jala Lava Kanika Pita. Means, one drop of Ganges, if someone takes regularly, Yama na karoti charcha. About him, Yamaraj will never discuss them. If you read one shloka of Bhagavad Gita and one drop of Ganges water, because one comes from the Mukha Padma, from the Pada Padma. Ganges come from the lotus feet of the Lord. Bhagavad Gita comes from the Mukha Padma, from his Mukharavinda. So if you take even morning, evening, no more material work.
Ganga Jal which we get in the temple, that qualifies.
Yes, because that we got it from Ganga only.
Because that's practical.
Yes, we are not laughing at you because of that you have asked. It is such an easy way to take Krishna consciousness. Yes, but with full faith. Otherwise, you take a tanker also, nothing will be there. Mother Parvati asked Lord Shiva, are you crazy that you have given boon that in a Ganges they will get liberated from their sins? He said, no, I'm not crazy. I've given the proper boon. That whoever takes bath in the Ganges, definitely they will get rid of their sins. They have taken bath in the Ganges, they have got rid of their sins. He said, check it. Let's go. Then what he did, he became
Sweet.
okay. Where we were?
Ganga or bath.
What I was exactly speaking.
How do you check?
Yes, Kana?
Lord Shiva was asking first, we want to check what happened to all those who are taken back.
So, let's go and check it out. So they came on the bank of Ganges, and Lord Shiva, he transformed himself as a person who was infected with a leprosy. Laid down on the step, and Mother Parvati took a beautiful form of a lady, very young, and he stood there. Ask Parvati, ask each and everyone, rid of his sins, they should come and embrace my husband, he will get free from the. Thousands of people, they came, they took bath in the Ganges, they come out. Interested to embrace her rather than the husband. Nobody had a faith that they have taken a bath and they are freed from their sins. He came, he jumped into Ganges, ran, and he just came and embraced Lord Shiva. This person got liberated from the sins. Not everyone who has taken. Otherwise, the frog is already liberated. Who is there? The fishes who are in the Ganges, they are already liberated. Whether you are conscious what you are doing, that gives a more effect. Really faith that this drop of Ganges is going to get rid of my sins, you will get faith. Then you may take a whole 12,000 liter tanker, drink it, nothing will happen. So these are the things need to be taken seriously and understood properly. Okay. Yes. Want to ask something? Viva? Our Chetan. Everyone has their Androids, no? Huh? No. Vaishnava. Huh? Yeah, we'll sing that.
I like that. Yes, it's true. I like it. So yeah, I like it something.
Can you put it up? Then we can see. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kara More Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kara More Jagat samsare tumabina kedayalo jagat samsare Padita pavana hetu Avavatara Padita Mausam Patita Prabhu Na Paive Ara Mausam Patita Prabhu Na Paive Ara Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhe Bala Kana Karo Ami Bada Dukhe Bala Kara Sitapati गोसाई दया करो सीतापति अद्वैत गोसाई पाई चैतन्य निताय तव कृपा बले पाई चैतन्य निताय स्वरूप सनातन ऊपर गुनाथ स्वरूप सनातन That's some extra thing I did. That's not original song. Swarup Sanatan Rupar Gunata Swarup Sanatan Rupar Gunata Bhatta Yoga Shri Jiva Prabhu Lokanatha Bhatta Yoga Shri Jiva Prabhu Lokanatha Doya Kari Shri Acharya Prabhu Srinivasa Daya Karo Shri Acharya Prabhu Srinivasa Ramachandra Sangha Mage Bharatamadaasa Ramachandra Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kara More Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kara More Om Vina Ki Dayalo Jagat Samsare Om Vina Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kara Shri Krishna Chaitanya Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Rupa Goswami Pad ki